Welcome to the final episode of TC Weekly System Override.
We are your hosts,
Matt,
and I'm Joe, and let's get this bread.
We've had a long, eventful season of our class-created shows, and today we've got all 6 of our final episodes.
I'm excited to see what happens with the show.
So am I, so let's get started. First up, Music for the Soul.
Since the 1980s, there has been a resurgence of interest in blues among a certain part of the African American population, particularly around Jackson, Mississippi, and other southern regions. The music at the heart of this movement was given new life by unexpected success of 2 particular recordings on the Jackson-based Malaco label. An American blues and soul singer, musician, songwriter, and record producer. His most successful record included Slip Away, Too Weak to Fight, He Was Born Blind. An American blues and soul revivalist band, which was founded in 1978 by comedy actors Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi as part of an SNL sketch. The band was composed of well-known and respected musicians. After the death of John in 1982, the Blues Brothers continued to perform with a rotation of guest singers and other band members. The band reformed in 1988 for a world tour and again for a sequel film, The Blues Brothers 2000. In the 2000s, a new jazz genre called jam bands rose in popularity. In the 1900s and 2000s, a number of young musicians emerged. From the late 2000s to the present day, blues rock has gained a cultural following, especially after the rise of the internet, when artists started creating YouTube channels, forums, and Facebook pages.
Come together right now over me.
He was an American musician from Austin, Texas, best known for his fusion of blues, rock, and soul, with elements of hip-hop. Clark has shared the stage with many legends of rock and roll, like the Rolling Stones, Aaron Clapton, and B.B. King. Clark performed at an Alicia Keys event called Keep a Child Alive, Black Ball benefit in an effort to raise money for children with AIDS in Africa. Thank you for watching Music for the Soul.
Fantastic. Who doesn't love the Blues Brothers?
If you like what you saw, make sure to follow Safe and Sound Media on Instagram.
And now, Planet Progress.
Hello and welcome to this final episode of Planet Progress.
We are your hosts today, Alex Olson
And Drew Greaves.
Today we'll be exploring the past, present, and future of the very thing we live on, planet Earth.
So let's look at the history of this life-bearing planet. While no one can know for sure how the Earth was created, we can say that the history of the Earth can be dated back 4 billion years.
Around 3 billion years ago is when plate tectonics came into play for shaping what we know now as continents.
Then about 850 million years ago, the Earth goes into the first ice age and the entire planet is covered by ice, which eventually melts, but this same ice age happens again just 200 million years later.
65 million years ago was when a huge rock from space crashed into what is now Mexico and wiped out almost all life on Earth, most famously the dinosaurs.
Then around 200 million years ago is when humans started to evolve and be able to explore and travel the Earth.
Now let's take a look at what the Earth is like today. In our short 200 million year existence on this 4 billion year old planet, we've seen the single most drastic climate change on this Earth.
This is mostly caused by the change in the amount of energy we receive from the sun, which is blocked by gases like CO2 and methane.
CO2 is emitted from burning types of carbon like coal, petroleum, and natural gas, which almost everyone on Earth contributes to.
This mass emission of CO2 in the atmosphere traps the energy from the sun and causes temperatures to rise, most notably in vast lands of permafrost, which then release methane, creating an even bigger issue.
Reducing emissions has been in effect for around 35 years, with the introduction of cleaner energy like solar and wind. The increased use of electric cars are also all helping reduce the emission of CO2.
With the climate and the state of the Earth changing so rapidly, it's interesting to see where it will be in the years to come.
With the increase of emissions and not a clear-cut way to reduce them, the Earth is in a bit of a downward spiral.
Although the world will not end anytime soon, many parts will be uninhabitable by human life due to the increased severity of storms from the years of climate change.
Although scientists don't know what the near future will look like, they do know in about 5 billion years, the sun will become a swollen star called a red giant, and in about 7.5 billion years, the sun will engulf the Earth.
This has been the Planet Progress on our planet, Earth. We've been your hosts, Drew Greaves
And Alex Olson.
See ya.
They really brought it full circle.
Planet Progress finally talks about the planet.
That was so great.
Up next, we have car culture.
What's up, guys? I'm Corey, and this is Car Culture, where each week we pick one of our favorite cars and break them down just for you. Without further ado, let's get this episode started. This week I'm going to talk about one of Dodge's most iconic muscle cars, the Dodge Challenger.
Do you really wanna be famous? Do you really wanna be a superstar? Do you really wanna get dangerous? Do you even know what a groupies are? Bitches out here be shameless, and I really wonder where their parents are. Look around, everything changes. It feels like I've been buried alive.
The Challenger was first released in 1970 and was a pony car, which was made popular by Ford. The initial purpose of the Challenger was to compete against other top-end pony cars such as the Mercury Cougar and the Pontiac Firebird. The Challenger was also supposed to be the most potent pony car, coming with a large number of trim and option levels, as well as almost every engine in Chrysler's inventory. With the Challenger's longer wheelbase and body dimensions, it was supposed to be a more larger, luxurious car aimed towards younger buyers. Throughout the first generation, the Challenger came as either a hardtop or a convertible and didn't change much cosmetically. But throughout the 5 years of the first generation, the Challenger did have a lot of variants in engine sizes and trim levels. For trim levels, there was always the base model, which was the inline 6, and then there was the RT, which was the V8. And there was also the special edition for both of these models, which had different cosmetic and convenience options. The Challengers all came with a 3-speed manual or automatic transmission, or you could even get a 4-speed manual transmission if you ordered it with the 340s. For engine sizes, the inline 6 only came as a 225 cubic inch 3.9 liter, while the V8 saw many different engine sizes. The RTs came anywhere from a 318 to a 440 cubic inch engine, but the most powerful engine was actually a 426 cubic inch engine, which had a 2x4 carburetor engine and produced 425 horsepower. Over 25 years after the first and second generations, the third generation came out in 2008. The newest generation shared a lot of common design elements as the first generation, even though this one was longer and taller. Also, the newest generation offered 6-cylinder and 8-cylinder engines just like the first generation. The most common V8 options are the Challenger RTs, which offer the 5.7 liter Hemi and come in either a 5-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual transmission. Then there were the SRT8s, which were the top of the line options up until 2015, and these offered either a 6.1 liter V8 or after 2011 it came with a 6.4 liter V8. In 2015, the Challenger came out with its Hellcat edition, which was a 6.2 liter supercharged engine, and it produced 707 horsepower straight out the lot.
People only in your life for seasons.
This was later one-upped in 2018 with the release of the Dodge Demon, which also had a 6.2 liter V8 and a 2.7 liter supercharger producing 840 horsepower. In the end, the Challenger is a very iconic car back then and still today. I hope all you guys enjoyed our breakdown on the Dodge Challenger and hopefully learned something new. I'm Corey and this has been Car Culture. I'll see you guys later.
Man, the Dodge Challenger is such an awesome car.
I wish I had a car like that too.
If you'd like to see more content like this, check out Days Digital.
Before we continue though, a quick word from our sponsors.
Well, we're not actually sponsored, but the group of students who produce Beta are hosting a premiere of the whole short film this Saturday, the 15th, in the Eagle Event Center, right next to the bookstore at 6:30.
Be sure to go show your support for them. They spent over 6 months for this.
That's a heck of a long time.
And it sure is. Now on with the show.
Final press coming right up.
So the album I chose for our final week of Vinyl Press is The Human Condition by Jon Bellion. It's a 14-track long album. It's 55 minutes in length. And yeah. So what do you guys think of it?
I like it. You know what I think? I think it's time for speed round. So let's start with Brian. What do you think of it?
It's alright. Not for me, but
It's alright.
great. Yeah.
Alright, I think it's pretty good. I don't like 80s film. I think everything else is really, really good. I don't find it offensive in any way. Kidding?
I was just joking. Let Brian go.
No, go.
Okay, we're skipping Brian. I win. Oh yeah.
You went as much as you can.
I think maybe I Don't Know is a fantastic song. That and Overwhelming. It's just, the whole album is just like a better pop album. Better than most, I should say.
Alright, back to Brian. Do you have any final thoughts on your statement?
Yeah.
Alright. See? He went. Sam.
I'd say this is probably, as far as a pop album goes, this is probably my 10 for a pop album. But I don't think it would be my 10 as like an overall album. But some of the highlights for me were the outro track, Hand of God, Weight of the World featuring Black Keys, and either maybe I Don't Know or He Is the Same. They're both probably tied for third, but yeah.
So you give it a...
So my score will be a 10, I guess, yeah.
10.
5.
8.5.
8.
His brain needed to load for 10 seconds. So that
I was buffering.
33.5.
Is the overall score.
Yep.
Man, dude, imagine how good this would have been if we didn't lose audio.
Imagine.
Very true.
And as mentioned before, this is the final episode of Vinyl Press, and it's a speed round. So we will see you all never again.
Another entertaining episode by Vinyl Press, if I do say so.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna have to catch human condition now.
Me too.
Dude, my favorite segment is up next.
Mine too. The 4 food guys are back with their final episode.
What is up? We are the 4 food guys.
And we review the best foods that restaurants have to offer.
So you don't have to.
And this week, we're doing the Blazing Wing Challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, what is going on, guys? On this special episode of 4 Food Guys, we are doing the spicy blazing wing challenge at B-Dubs.
I'm not.
They're not. I'm the only one that's doing it.
I need to drive.
It's for the video. So
Do it for the video.
I woke up terrified of this day.
Wait, isn't Nick doing it?
No. Nick's being a little wimp.
Oh.
But I think it's like 6 minutes to finish like 12 blazing wings.
Oh, jeez.
Get a free t-shirt.
Free t-shirt. The plan is to just slurp them down as fast as I can. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. We'll see you at B-Dubs.
Ready?
Yep.
All right, 6 minutes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, dude. You got this, bud. Come on.
You can do it,
I'm
man.
gonna cry, dude.
Come on, Matt. One, 2, 3, 4.
4 minutes left.
You got 4 down.
Come on. 3.5 more minutes.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, come on.
3 more, Matt.
You got this. You want that shirt, boy.
Oh my gosh. Last one. Last one.
Come on, let's fucking go. Come on, Matt. Last one. It's another wing.
Last one.
Bring that boy up.
And done.
Oh,
4 minutes and 45 seconds.
let's fucking go.
I will go get you some free milk. I'll be right back.
Dude, give me a napkin. Give me some fucking napkins, dude. Give me some napkins.
You got that, bro.
I want that t-shirt.
Matt, that was legendary, boy. Keep your hand in that water.
That was the worst experience ever. That was the worst experience ever, dude. Oh my gosh, it hurts so bad.
Be slow with it. Be slow with it. Coat your tongue. Don't chug it. Don't chug it. Or you will throw up.
Let's go.
We need like a Rocky song on.
feel like there's a big old cue ball in my stomach right now. God.
So he dominated that challenge.
He did.
4:45.
Was it 4:45?
It was 4:45. 4:45.
Oh, let's go,
Time
dude.
to spare.
But we did it. We completed it.
So proud.
So proud. We got the shirt.
Trophy.
We got the shirt. Blazing challenge. It's on my bucket list.
I did so good today. I ate those honey barbecue wings, bro. I finished
Like a
them.
champ.
Screw you. But as fun as that was, we're gonna go back and do the review. No, I don't like that.
Actually, no review.
No review?
No review. Because, it was just a, yeah.
We're the 4 food guys, and just a friendly reminder, don't do the Blazing Wing Challenge. It was hell.
I need like a slow-mo of me like tightening the bandana on the back. I brought my bandana too.
Let's go!
Yeah, I got this right here. Let's go.
One week later.
What up? We're the 4 food guys.
And we review the best foods that restaurants have to offer.
So you don't have to. And this week we're building gingerbread houses.
So let's get this gingerbread.
It's the holiday season, and Santa Claus is coming round. The Christmas snow is white on the ground. When old Santa gets into town, he'll be coming down the chimney.
You're stealing the good cookies. My bad. I'm being selfish right now. Matt, which one won?
I'd say the middle one.
Is that Rhonda?
They had gingerbread baking. Yeah, it is Rhonda.
I never met Rhonda before. Oh. Okay. Let's get cleaned up. So let's get this gingerbread. Here, come on guys, let's get moving. We gotta build these houses.
Oh man, now I'm so hungry.
We really got into the festive spirit for that episode.
Yeah, I really want some gingerbread now. Maybe some cookies, a little bit of candy, you know.
Anyways, we reached the final episode of this season with the ending of Beta.
And we'd like to make a disclaimer. This episode is a little heavy-handed, so if you're not a fan of mild violence, then we suggest you turn away right now.
I wonder what's going to happen.
Let's find out.
Your code is giving me access, but I can't connect to Beta Shell.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's no option for me to access his matrix. It won't even recognize his signal.
I'm trying my hardest, but there's something blocking my wireless signals.
My Optolink can't even connect to anything.
He must be jamming us. We need to find the source and shut it down.
You can't shut it off. The only way to disable it is by cutting the power. But you need that, don't you?
How does he know what we're doing?
This place is filled with sensors and cameras. I've been watching every movement.
We need to find a way out of here.
And don't even think about leaving. Every exit is locked and the security system is armed.
What's the little arm gonna do to stop us?
You seem to forget that Arizona's ultra security. They take security seriously.
Fair point.
We need to find T.
You realize I can hear everything you're saying, and don't worry, you won't need to find me.
I'm right here.
I wasn't expecting that.
I was going to hand you over to Ares and let them deal with you, but it seems that the two of you are going to be too troublesome for them. So instead, I'll be taking care of you.
The active USIC squad secured the package. They're awaiting your orders.
Please release them from their contracts.
Roger. Understood.
Where's T?
Hold on.
I was not expecting that.
Neither was I, man.
I wonder who that mysterious guy was at the end.
I don't know, but you're gonna have to wait and find out.
I can't wait.
Well, unfortunately, this is the end of our final show.
It was a great run, and we appreciate everyone who made this semester awesome.
We want to wish you all a Merry Christmas.
And say our final goodbye. Thanks for watching.